Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel and back to another urban calisthenics workout. In today's session we've got for you a full body calisthenics routine. We'll be doing 5 exercises, 60 seconds on, no rest for a total of 3 rounds. That's 15 minutes in total. Now each exercise will be performed immediately after a squat, so please ensure you have good form with that squat before moving into the drill. I want to see a high chest, loading into the hips and keeping the weight through the heels. Now as there is no dedicated rest within this routine, you really have to set a pace that works for you. What I'd like you to think about is slowing your pace down if you're getting tired, rather than pushing through it too quickly and having to take longer rest periods. And as always, you must have a thorough warm-up before starting this routine. Check out those exercises in advance and warm up on those too. And if there's any doubts on the format of this routine, please check out the description below and that should help you out. That's enough from me. Let's see what's in store. So for the straight arm swinging plank, you're going to set yourself up in a support position. Pretty much the same setup for a push-up. Bringing the shoulders out in front of the hands, arms nice and straight, round up the upper back, ribs down and tailbone under. From here, keeping the feet slightly apart, you're going to apply some rotation through the hips. You bring the inside heel down on one side and the outside heel on the opposite side. Keeping the arms straight, you're going to sit as far out to the side as you possibly can, moving into your squat position, bringing your backside to your heel. Keep the arms as straight as possible as you drive through the feet, bringing the head forwards, twisting the hips, and doing the same on the opposite side. So the progression of the straight arm swinging plank would be to bring the forearm to the floor, opposite to the side where I'm squatting. So from here, setup is the same. We twist the hips. As I squat towards the right side, I'm going to lightly bring my left forearm to the floor, allowing the right elbow to bend ever so slightly as well. So from here, you drive through the feet, taking the head forwards. This time I sit to the left, drop the right forearm to the floor, allowing the left arm to bend slightly. So for the bent arm swinging plank, the actions are identical to the straight arm swinging plank. The only difference is that we stay low to the ground all of the time. So I'm going to set up in the support position, lower the head to the floor, making sure the hips stay level to the shoulders. And then from here, I'm going to work on my rotation, pushing back into the squat, laying the left forearm down as I sit to the right, driving through the feet, locking in that shape, twisting, dropping the forearm on the opposite side. So make sure you do take your head forwards before moving into your rotation and sitting to the opposite side. If this is too challenging, we can drop to the knees. So I'll end up with 1 knee on the floor as I sit to the side and 2 knees as I move back into the middle. It's really important that we lock in that shape, i.e. tailbone under, ribs down, head forwards and shoulders stable by the time we reach that middle position. So with the ground compression, you've got to start in your deepest squat without allowing the heels to come off the floor. From here, you're going to place one hand on the floor with the fingers pointing back, and the other hand will mirror that with the fingers pointing forwards. From here, you can only really go in one direction, but the intention is to do a like-for-like swap of the feet and essentially spin around the arms. So from here, I'm going to press into the floor, spin around the hands, move back into the resting squat position, and do the same on the other side. So this time, I'll have the fingers pointing back on the left, and the fingers forwards on the right, spin around the hand, really pressing through the floor to keep those shoulders down at all times. So for the pike push-up, you're going to set yourself up in a pike position. I want to bring the hands around about shoulder width, thereabouts. Keeping the hips as high as possible and keeping the gap quite short between the hands and the feet, because that will determine the intensity that's going through the shoulders. The intention from this position is to drift forwards, trying to bring the arms into the body, keeping the ribs down and keeping the forearms in an upright position, bringing the head as near to the floor as we possibly can. When we make that contact, we're going to push out strong, drive the chest through the arms, and then moving back into the heels. If this becomes too challenging, we can get something like a yoga block, and we can stack it wherever you want to. You bring your hands to the exact same position, and then that can be your point of reference. So for the springing tripod, you're looking to start with 3 points of contact, 2 feet and 1 hand. The intention is to move across from one side to the other whilst keeping the body as open as possible. So I'm going to start by lifting the hips off the floor, keep the shoulder over the top of the hand on the supporting side, and from here I'm going to initiate with the knees moving forwards, allowing the heels to lift off the floor. Immediately after doing this, I'm going to send the hips as high as possible, using the free arm as a way of getting to the opposite side. When I land the hand, notice how I absorb through the hips, but without allowing the hips to come into contact with the floor. So it's knees forwards, hips up, swing the arm, and try to get the hand to the position where you're not too far back with it, and supporting the shoulder over the top of the hand. The higher the hips are, the more time you have to think about where to place the hand. So with the tripod reach, we're essentially going to have 3 points of contact, 1 hand and 2 feet. The hand sits directly underneath the shoulder and the feet sit directly underneath the knees. I'm going to start by driving the hips up, and at the same time with the free hand, I'm going to take this over my head, offering good support on that shoulder on the left side. From here, I'm going to lower down gently, bring the elbow to the groin, switch across the other side, elbow to the groin, and do the same on the opposite side. So drive the hips up, squeeze the back side in that top position. Keep your eyes to the hand at all times. Okay, so for the sit through, we're going to start you off in a quad position. We're going to have a small gap between the hand and the knee. We want the shoulders to remain over the top of the hands at all times. I'm going to release the knees from the floor, and my intention is to bring the right leg across to the left side. So I'm going to begin by rotating the body, releasing the hand, extending the leg. As I extend the leg, I want to keep this hip relatively close to this supporting hand, keeping the shoulder down at all times. I then initiate with the hand, and shortly after, the leg will make its way through. Doing the same on the opposite side. So rotating, extending the leg, keeping the shoulder down, initiate with the hand, and the leg moves shortly after.